We started a new section in our previous lecture, that is parametric curves and polar coordinates. And I told you before that these two are the new description of a curve. So 10.4 section, curves defined by parametric equations. So for some reasons it's impossible to represent y as a function of x or x as a function of y, or implicitly as the function of x and y. So we represent x in terms of a third variable, which is called a parameter, and we represent x and y in terms of t and call these equations as parametric equations, and the curve which is plotted by taking different values of t is called a parametric curve. How to sketch the parametric curve? We sketch it by taking different values of t and then finding the corresponding values of x and y and then plotting those points and then join those points to get the curve given by the parametric equations. So we have seen that in example 2 and 3 represent the same curve, but in the example 3 that same curve, that is circle, is traced twice. Parametric equation में you have a directed curve. Hope you have done example 4. Now this example 7. The curve traced out by a point P on the circumference of a circle as the circle rolls along a straight line is called a cycloid. What we do, we mark a point on the circumference of a circle. We fix a point P on the circumference of a circle, and when the circle rolls over the straight line, then the curve traced out by that fixed point P is called cycloid. It's same like as we mark a point P on the rim of a tire of a car, and as the car moves along a straight line, then the curve traced out by that point P on the rim of the tire, it is called cycloid. The curve is called cycloid. The circle has a radius r and it rolls along the x-axis, and one position of the circle of the point is the origin. Okay. Now, this is one example of, and we can take some other examples. For example, hypocycloid, in which a circle revolves around the inside of a bigger circle, and then the curve traced out by the point P, which is fixed on the circumference of the circle, is called hypocycloid. This is hypocycloid. Now it will complete the curve, and now it will start, after this will start on repeating the same curve. This is hypocycloid, and if the circle, this is also hypocycloid, the ratio of the radii of the two circles is different in this case. So we will get a different curve for this hypocycloid. And if the circle rotates or revolves, rolls on outside of a bigger circle, then this curve is called epicycloid. So what is the importance of cycloid? Let's see first the importance of the cycloid, then we will derive its equation. One of the first people to study the cycloid was Galileo. He proposed that the bridges be built in this shape, and he tried to find the area under one arch of a cycloid. So basically, this curve arose in connection with the brachistocone problem proposed by the Swiss mathematician John Bernoulli in 1619. 1906. So what is brachistocone problem? Brachistocone problem is this. Find the curve along which a particle will slide in the shortest time under the influence of gravity from a point A to a low point B not directly beneath the point A. So we have 2 points A and B is here and B is below the point A but not exactly or directly beneath the point A. It is somewhere over here. Here is the point A and here is the point B. So we have to find the curve along which a particle will slide from the point A to the point B with the shortest time. Shortest time में कौन सा जो curve है उसके along move करेगा, that is brachistocone problem. Now you will see different beads sliding from the point A to the point B under the influence of gravity. Which curve gives the shortest time?
Blue or black or
The black one, which is a cycloid, the inverted cycloid, the arch of a cycloid. That is along a cycloid.
मैम आप रिपीट करिए कि साइक्लोइड क्या होता है एक दफ़ा दोबारा प्लीज
Cycloid आपके पास ये था. We fix a point on the rim of a circle, and as the circle rolls along a straight line, the curve traced out by the point P is called cycloid. ये cycloid है, ये है. Point P fix कर
सही है
दिया.
मैम थैंक यू
और ये inverted cycloid अगर आप करेंगे ये तो आपका दूसरा है सीधा है, तो inverted अगर इसको करेंगे तो inverted डायरेक्शन में ये cycloid आपका ये मूव करेगा. ये cycloid में along the cycloidal path the bead will move from the point A to the B in the shortest time. Cycloid के along, ये cycloid है इसके along move करेगा. This is called brachistocone problem. Brachistocone problem is basically the shortest time curve. Shortest time curve. And the other one is tautocone problem. Tautocone problem is the same time curve. The Dutch physicist Huygens had already shown that the cycloid is also the solution to the tautocone problem. That is, the tautocone problem is no matter where a particle is placed on an inverted cycloid, it takes the same time to slide to the bottom. The particle will reach to the bottom the same time. Same time curve. It is called tautocone problem is called the same time curve. And the brachistocone problem is the shortest time curve. Similarly, the Dutch physicist proposed that pendulum clocks, which he invented, swing in cycloidal arcs. Cycloidal arcs, that is, the pendulum takes the same time to make a complete oscillation whether it swings through a wide or small arc. Okay, now let's derive the equation of a cycloid. This is our cycloid. So before I start to deriving the equation of a cycloid, you need to get a circle. कोई भी circle आप ले लें, whether it's made of a paper or any lid जो कि circle की shape की हो, and then mark a point on the rim of that circle. ठीक है, उस सर्कल उसको रिम के ऊपर उसको मार्क कर ले, उसके रिम के ऊपर कोई एक पॉइंट मार्क कर ले। कोई भी सर्कल ले लें आप लोग, किसी भी रेडियस का कोई भी शेप घर से आप लोग ले लें। मार्क अ पॉइंट, fix a point P with the help of a marker on the circumference of that circle, and then start moving the circle. Start moving the circle. First, put the point P in contact with the table, which we will call it as x-axis. Now put the circle on your table and then start moving the circle. The point P will now moves upward along with the circle. Now, what we do? We choose as parameter the angle of rotation theta of the circle. That is, theta is equal to 0 when P is at the origin. Suppose that circle has rotated through theta radians. So as the circle has been in contact with the line, the distance it has rolled from the origin is OT is equal to arc PT is equal to R theta, right? Now this distance OT is equal to the arch PT, and this is the distance the circle has rolled from the origin. Practically, if you rotate the circle, you will see that this distance OT is equal to the arch PT. जब आप इसको खुद करेंगे, सर्कल को रोटेट करेंगे, then you will see कि ये OT arch PT के किस तरह से इक्वल आ रहा है। Now the angle it has rotated is theta. It has rotated through an angle theta. So this distance, the length of this arch PT is equal to the radius of the circle times the angle it has inscribed, that is theta. So this arc PT is equal to R theta. So the center of the circle is R theta, and the y coordinate is this radius, which is equal to R. Okay. Now we are supposed to find the coordinates of the point P. Let x and y are the coordinates of this point P, and these will be the equation of the cycloid. Now x is equal to x, this distance, the x distance the point P has traveled is equal to the length OT minus this length, which is PQ. Now OT is equal to the arc PT, which is equal to R theta, and PQ is the perpendicular of this right angle triangle. This theta, this is the angle theta. Hypotenuse is R, so this base is equal to, this perpendicular is equal to R sine theta. We can take R common from this and we will get theta minus sine theta. Now this y distance, y is equal to, this y is equal to TC minus TC minus
R cos theta.
QC. TC minus QC, and TC is the radius of the circle and QC is R cos theta. You can take R common, so I will get R into 1 minus cos theta. So now these two are the equations of the cycloid. X is equal to R theta minus sine theta, and y is equal to R into 1 minus cos theta. Theta is any real number. So these two are the parametric equations of a cycloid. ये हमने यहाँ से determine किए। जी, any question? There is an exercise question. जी,
मैम ये समझ नहीं आया कि इसकी डेरिवेशन के अंदर जो OT थी वो आर PT के इक्वल कैसे हुई है?
हाँ यही बेटा मैं आपको बता रही थी कि वानिया वानिया क्वेश्चन
यस मैम।
आपने ये करना है कि आप सर्कल की कोई सा भी लिड ले लें जो कि राउंड शेप का हो, सर्कल की शेप का हो, ये सर्कल कागज का बना लें और उसके ऊपर फिर ठीक है, कोई डिब्बी ले लें गोल सी, उसके ऊपर एक पॉइंट पी मार्क कर लें। ठीक है, सब लोग करेंगे। एवरीवन नीड्स टू डू दिस। टेक एनी lid of a circular shape, mark a point P on the rim of that lid or circle, and then put the circle vertically on the table, the top of the table, such that the point P is now in contact with the table, and we call the table as the x-axis. Okay, वानिया कर रही हो या नहीं?
यस
कोई
मैम कर
सर्कल मिला या नहीं? नहीं अगर मिला तो कागज से ही कोई बना लो और देखो। नाउ मूव द सर्कल। बिल्कुल आपने ऐसे ही सर्कल को आगे मूव करना है, ये जैसे आपको नजर आ रहा है ना, इसको मूव करें आगे।
यस मैम।
ठीक है, तो आप देखें कि कितना डिस्टेंस, अब थोड़ा सा आगे मूव करें, थोड़ा सा आगे जब जाएगा तो देखें कि कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया पॉइंट पी ने। वो आर्च पी के ही इक्वल है ना। पहले पॉइंट पी जो था वो जमीन पे था, फिर इसके बाद जब वो आगे मूव करता गया तो पॉइंट टी जमीन के साथ आ गया, तो टोटल डिस्टेंस जो ट्रेवल हुआ है वो कितना हुआ है? वो पी टी हुआ है ना।
यस मैम आगे समझ।
और वो ओ टी के इक्वल है, यानी जितना उसने आगे ऐसे मूव किया, क्योंकि सर्कल इन कांटेक्ट विद द एक्स एक्सिस मूव कर रहा है। तो अगर आप इस आर्च को कट करेंगे तो वो ओ टी के इक्वल आएगा। तो बेसिकली इसमें यही एक पॉइंट है कि आर्क पी टी इज इक्वल टू ओ टी है। जब आप इसको खुद करेंगे तो ही पता चलेगा आपको कि इसके इक्वल आता है, और बाकी तो ये काम मेरे ख्याल में ये तो आसान है। Now we have to do all the calculus with this cycloid. That is, we have to find the equation of the tangent line, we have to find the area under this arc, and we have to find the arc length of this cycloid. But before that, you need to do this exercise question, and which is show that the curve whose parametric equations are these is an ellipse with center HQ. It's very easy to solve it. And the second exercise question is a wheel of radius r rolls on a straight line without slipping or sliding. Let P be a fixed point on the wheel at a distance b from the center of the wheel. Okay. Now you have to mark a point P on the wheel, not on the point P is located inside the circumference of the circle, not on the circumference of the circle. Rim पे नहीं होगा. The distance b is less than the radius r. If the distance b is equal to the radius r, it means the point is on the rim of the circle. But here in this case, the point P is on the wheel, any point on the wheel, other than the circumference. Then find the parametric equations of the curve described by the point P. This curve is called a trichoid, hence deduce parametric equations for a cycloid. Okay, now you need to do this. Trichoid. Such curve is called trichoid. Okay, calculus with parametric curves. So in this section, we will use parametric curves to obtain formulas for tangents, areas, and arc lengths. So this is the equation that you need to find the slope of the tangent line at any point xy. So dy by dx is equal to dy over dt over dx over dt. This is by using chain rule. So if we think of a parametric curve as being traced out by a moving particle, then dy by dt and dx over dt are the vertical and horizontal velocities of the particle. And formula 2 shows that the slope of the tangent is the ratio of these velocities. So when will a curve has a horizontal tangent and a vertical tangent? Yes. So I have dy over dx is equal to, if I introduce a new variable, the parameter dy over dt, dx over dt. So when will the curve has a horizontal tangent? What is the slope of the horizontal tangent?
जीरो होगी मैम स्लोप.
0. It means dy by dx is equal to 0 for horizontal tangent. 0 means this implies that dy by dt is equal to what? 0.
Yes, ma'am.
And what about dx over dt? It should be equal to 0.
नॉन जीरो मैम.
It should be not equal to 0. So that is horizontal tangent. For horizontal tangent, we need to put dy by dt equal to 0 and dx over dt should not equal to 0. Similarly, for vertical tangent, what will be the
Slope
slope?
Infinity.
Infinity.
Infinite. Infinite mean dy by dx is equal to infinite means what is the value of dy by dt and
नॉन जीरो.
what is the value of dx over dt?
0.
Dx over dt should equal to 0 and dy by dt should equal to not equal to 0. So these are the two conditions for the vertical tangent and these are the two conditions for horizontal tangent. So now we need to determine the points where the tangent. So horizontal tangent when dy by dt is equal to 0 and dx over dt is not equal to 0, and vertical tangent when dx over dt is equal to 0 and dy over dt is not equal to 0. Let's see to find how to find equation of a tangent line. For this example 1, a curve C is defined by the parametric equations as x is equal to t square, y is equal to t cube minus 3t. Show that C has two tangents at the point 3, 0 and find their equations. जी क्या है अब इसमें कैसे करेंगे इसको?
मैम dx by dt निकालेंगे. dy by
ठीक
dt
है.
निकाल लेंगे. फिर dy by dx आ जाएगा दोनों से.
Okay, then
फिर मैम
इसमें सही है.
पॉइंट दिया हुआ तो उससे स्लोप निकल आएगी उस पॉइंट पे. और फिर y माइनस वाई वन इक्वल m इंटू एक्स माइनस एक्स वन में पुट करके इक्वेशन आ जाएंगे.
चलिए मैं आपके साथ ये शेयर कर लूं पहले. Josefa, you have a question? Okay, we have x is equal to t cube, y is equal to t cube minus x is equal to t square, y is equal to t cube minus 3t. We have to show, the a part is we have to show that C has the curve has two tangents at the point 3, 0 and find their equations. What is meant by two tangents? What do you mean by the equation? What would be the shape of the curve when it has two tangents at a single point?
Corner.
Corner.
No, not corner. It means the curve crosses itself. Then it would be, then it will have two curves. Now, if I put this means x is 3 and y is 0. When I put y 0 over here, 3t, I can take t common. I will get t square minus 3 is equal to 0. This implies that t is equal to 0 and t is equal to plus minus under root 3. Now I have to skip this t is equal to 0. Why? I have to exclude t is equal to 0. Why?
x is equal to 3 नहीं आएगा उसमें.
X is equal, because I can't get x is equal to 3 by putting t is equal to 0 over here. I can get t is equal to x is equal to 3 by putting plus minus under root 3, but not with t is equal to 0. So these two values are for t. I have to find the equation of tangent line for this value of t. For this, first I need to find dy by dx. So what is dy by dx? This is equal to dy over dt and dx over dt at t is equal to plus minus under root 3. What is dy by dt and dx over dt? Hurry up, tell me. What is dy
3t
over
square
dt?
minus 3.
3t square minus 3 over 2t.
2t.
Now put the value of plus minus under root 3 over here. dy over dx at t is equal to plus minus under root 3. This is equal to 3 plus minus under root 3 minus 3 to plus minus under root 3. So what will I get? Nine, 6 in the numerator,
3 over plus minus under root 3.
2, 3, and then plus minus under root 3. Finally, I will get this. Basically, I will get 6 over 2 plus minus under root 3, and after simplifying, I get plus minus under root 3, right? So what are the equations of the tangent? Y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. So at the point 3, 0, the equation of the tangent line at 3, 0 with slope plus minus under root 3, it is y minus 0 is equal to under root 3 x minus 3, or y is equal to under root 3 x minus 3, and the other one is y is equal to minus under root 3 x minus 3. So these are the equations of the tangent line at 3, 0 at the point 3, 0, and there are two equations of the tangent line. Okay, got it or not? Now the B part is find the points on the curve where the tangent is horizontal or vertical. Okay, for the horizontal tangent, I have x is equal to t square, y is equal to 3 t cube minus 3t. T cube minus 3t. Okay, I have to find the points where the curve has a horizontal and vertical tangent. So first of all, for horizontal tangents. For horizontal tangents, what's the condition? dy by dt is equal to 0. So what is dy by dt? It is 3t square minus 3 is equal to 0. So what is it? T square is equal to 1. T is equal to plus minus 1. So dx over dt should not equal to 0. So what is dx over dt? It is 2t. So 2t is not equal to 0 at t is equal to plus minus 1. So I have to exclude all the points for which dx over dt is equal to 0. So t is equal to plus minus 1. So when I put t is equal to plus minus 1, t is equal to 1, x is equal to 1, and y is equal to what? Minus 2. I have to determine the points as well. So the first point is this, and t is equal to minus 1. जी बताएं क्या आ रहा है ये? This is 1 and y is equal to minus 1.
2.
This is 2. So the equation, this curve has C has horizontal tangents at the point 1 minus 2 and 1 2. ये दो पॉइंट्स हैं जिसपे horizontal tangent होगा. And what about the vertical tangents? Vertical tangents देखिए अब कैसे आएगा.
dx over d 2t is equal to 0.
2t is equal to 0 mean t is equal to 0, then you have to check, eliminate the point where dy by dt is not equal to, dy by dt is equal to 0. So vertical so my equations are x is equal to t square and y is equal to t cube minus 3t. For vertical tangents, dx over dt should equal to 0 and dy over dt should not equal to 0. Dx over dt is 2t equal to 0 and dy over dt is 3t square minus 3 should not equal to 0. This implies that t is equal to 0, and when I put t is equal to 0, this is not equal to 0. So this is satisfied. So t is equal to 0. For t is equal to 0, my point is x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. So the equation, the curve has a vertical tangent at origin that is 0, 0. This is my required point. Okay. Any question? So let's solve some other examples. Now this cycloid. Find the tangent to the cycloid. X is equal to r theta minus sine theta. Y is equal to r 1 minus cos theta at the point where theta is equal to pi by 3. And the B part is at what points is the tangent horizontal? When is it vertical? Okay, you need to solve it as a class activity. Solve it by now and submit it to the teams. Solve करें जी इसको जल्दी से. जी student solve this example 2.
मैम ये अभी सॉल्व करके सबमिट कर दिए.
जी जी.
तो मैम वो ऑनलाइन तो क्विज नहीं थे ना होने, वो इस दफा कहा था
ये
अभी
क्विज नहीं है, ये
कुछ
क्लास एक्टिविटी है।
ये क्रेडिट होगी मैम?
फिलहाल तो ग्रेडेड रखी है, लेकिन इसकी वेटेज कम होगी।
नहीं मैम, मैं तो अभी हॉस्पिटल में हूँ ना, वो कोविड टेस्ट के लिए, तो फिर इसका टाइम कब तक होगा?
क्लास एक्टिविटी तो क्लास के दौरान ही सॉल्व करनी है ना बेटा। तो आप हॉस्पिटल में, हॉस्पिटल से क्लास ले रहे हैं, अटेंड करें।
यस मैम, टेस्ट कोविड टेस्ट के लिए आया था।
तो क्लास फिर आप उधर अटेंड करें, तब एक्टिविटी आप सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते। फिर क्लास अटेंड करने का क्या मकसद हुआ फिर?
मैम बाकी लेक्चर तो ले रहा हूँ ना, मतलब कि जो पीछे हुआ है
यानी
सब
कोशिश करें फिर इसको भी सॉल्व करने की। अगर बाकी लेक्चर ले सकते हैं तो फिर ये भी आप कर सकते हैं।
ओके मैम।
ट्राई, ये आसान सा काम है, इसलिए इतना मुश्किल नहीं दिया मैंने आपको। अगर किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है तो वो पूछ सकता है, बिल्कुल वैसे ही जैसे हमने भी किया था इसको। Find the tangent to the cycloid at the point where theta is equal to pi by 3. Now in the place of t you have theta is equal to pi by 3. First of all you need to determine the point by putting theta is equal to pi by 3. Then determine dy by dx. Find dy by dx. ये क्या आ रहा है dy by dx? What is your dy by dx?
Under root 3.
Under root 3. Before putting theta is equal to pi by 3, what's its value?
Ma'am, it is sine theta over 1 minus cos theta.
Okay, dy by dx is actually sine theta over 1 minus cos theta, and when you put theta is equal to pi by 3, it is under root 3. Okay, and then find the values of x and y for theta is equal to pi by 3.
मैम इसमें x और y का पॉइंट क्या होगा हमारे पास?
Put theta is equal to pi by 3 in the equations, in the parametric equations, you will get the point. ये देखें ना, ये theta pi by 3 यहाँ put करें और यहाँ put करें, you will get the point x and y in terms of r. Okay.
मैम फिर dx ओवर dr निकालें और dy ओवर dr।
जी, वही बताया, वही अंडर रूट 3 आ रहा है ना। डी आर नहीं निकालना, डी थीटा निकालना है। Theta is a variable. Theta is changing. R is fixed. Small r is fixed. Radius of the circle is fixed. Theta is changing as the point P moves.
तो थीटा की तो हमने वैल्यू डाल दी ना।
थीटा की वैल्यू बाद में डालेंगे, पहले डी वाई बाई डी एक्स ओवर डी वाई बाई डी थीटा और डी एक्स ओवर डी थीटा फाइंड करेंगे।
हम पहले कहाँ से क्या आ रहा था?
जी, पहले का आंसर
जी हाँ।
अंडर 3 आ रहा है। ये अभी वही काम है जो मैंने आपके सामने किया है।
तो मैम ये जो वेरिएबल आ रहा है इसका क्या करें, कांस्टेंट जो है?
कांस्टेंट बस ऐसे ही साथ आएगा।
तो अंडर रूट 3r होगा फिर।
नहीं, आंसर जो है वो अंडर रूट 3 आ रहा है, आर तो नहीं आ रहा उसके साथ। कुछ मिस्टेक कर दिया आपने।
मैम ये जो हमारी फाइनल टेंजेंट की इक्वेशन आ रही है, इसके अंदर मतलब हमारे पास पाई भी है और अंडर रूट, मतलब ये कॉम्प्लेक्स है, इसको हमने सिंपलीफाई तो नहीं करना?
थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई कर ले, इतनी कॉम्प्लेक्स तो नहीं होगी।
मतलब इसमें
पॉइंट
आर भी
क्या आ
है
रहा है
और
आपका?
पाई भी है।
अच्छा
अब
एक
पॉइंट सारे
सेकेंड,
फाई
मुझे
का
पहले
पॉइंट
ये
है।
बताएं, आपका dy/dx is equal to
अंडर रूट 3।
sin theta over 1 minus cos theta, and when you put theta is equal to pi by 3 you will get under root 3, right? And what are the values of x and y for theta is equal to pi by 3?
आर ओवर 3 पाई माइनस अंडर रूट 3।
It is r into
प्लस
pi over 3 minus under root 3 over 2. X
जी
is r whole multiplied by pi over 3 minus under root 3 over 2. And what is y?
आर ओवर 2।
R over 2. Now y is, yes, it's a bit complicated, but it's fine.
मैम dy और dx 2 प्लस अंडर रूट 3 आ रहा है।
नहीं, अंडर रूट 3 आ रहा है सिर्फ।
मैं भी थोड़ा सा वर्टिकल टेंजेंट का और हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंट का आइडिया दीजिएगा। इसमें मैंने
पहले आपने
जो
कर लिया
डी वाई बाई डी
या
थीटा,
आपने
जिसमें
दूसरा कर लिया, ए पार्ट
वो
कर
तो
लिया
स्क्वायर रूट
आपने?
3 आ गया, जिसमें उसको स्क्वायर रूट 3 आ गया।
नहीं, उसका कैसे स्क्वायर रूट 3 है? इक्वेशन तो टेंजेंट लाइन फाइंड कर ली है।
यस मैम कर लिए, वो साइन थीटा ओवर 1 माइनस कोस थीटा।
क्या इक्वेशन ऑफ द टेंजेंट लाइन आई है?
मैम साइन थीटा ओवर 1 माइनस कोस थीटा।
नहीं, ये तो नहीं आ रही इक्वेशन। तो टेंजेंट लाइन ये थोड़ी बनती है।
यही आ रही है मैम।
मेरे पास आ रही है y माइनस आर ओवर 2 इज इक्वल टू अंडर रूट 3 इंटू एक्स माइनस आर पाई ओवर 3 प्लस आर अंडर रूट 3 ओवर 2।
यस मैम यही बन रही है।
And after simplifying it, you will get under root 3x
अच्छा अच्छा,
minus y.
नहीं नहीं मैम वो पॉइंट रहते हैं अभी जो आपने मैंने आपको बताया स्लोप पॉइंट रहते हैं अभी, पॉइंट वो करना है,
पॉइंट
वो
पॉइंट
वही
में पुट
पूछ रहा हूँ
करें।
ना, पॉइंट कैसे करेंगे? वो पॉइंट क्या है मैम? ये 5/3 दिया हुआ तो क्या पॉइंट करेंगे, वो पूछ रहा हूँ।
ये देखें, ये है आपके पास इक्वेशन। x इज इक्वल टू क्या है लिखवाए, r इंटू 1 माइनस cos थीटा, ये है साइक्लॉइड की। ये y है और x है r थीटा माइनस साइन थीटा। ये इक्वेशन है। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल you have to find the equation of the tangent line at theta is equal to pi by 3. First put theta is equal to pi by 3 in these two equations, you will get the point.
सही है
1
मैम, सही
minus
है।
cos pi by 3. This is r. What is the value of sine under root pi over 3? It is under root 3 over 2. And this is r. Cos pi by 3 is 1 over 2. 1 minus 1 over 2 is this. Now this is the point. R pi over 3 minus 3 over root 2 r over 2. And then you will find dy by dx, which is equal to dy over d theta over dx over d theta at theta is equal to pi by 3. And now this would be your equation. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. This is your final equation.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम।
जी,
मैम हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंट के लिए जो मेरा थीटा आता है वो ज़ीरो आता है, जिसके लिए मेरा जो डी वाई ओवर डी थीटा है वो नॉन ज़ीरो नहीं आ रहा, ज़ीरो आ रहा है, तो
एक
मतलब कोई
सेकंड
हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंट नहीं होगा।
मैं अब जरा रिपीट करें, क्या आपका आ रहा है?
मेरा थीटा ज़ीरो आ रहा है हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंट के केस में।
खोल लो इसको। साइन थीटा ओवर 1 माइनस कॉस थीटा। तो हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंट के लिए यू हैव टू पुट डी वाई बाय डी थीटा इज इक्वल टू 0 एंड डी एक्स ओवर डी थीटा शुड नॉट इक्वल टू 0. Sin theta is equal to should be equal to 0 and 1 minus cos theta is not equal to 0. Sin theta is equal to 0 कब होगा? When theta is equal to 0 and multiple of
सॉरी मैम, मैं वर्टिकल टेंजेंट की बात करनी थी।
वर्टिकल की बात, हॉरिजॉन्टल जैसे वर्टिकल होगा हॉरिजॉन्टल होगा वैसे वर्टिकल होगा। तो वर्टिकल के लिए आपके पास आ रहा है 1 minus cos theta should equal to 0 and sin theta is not equal to 0.
यस मैम।
वर्टिकल टेंजेंट का क्या आंसर आता है?
हॉरिजॉन्टल का क्या आ रहा है आपके पास?
मैम 0।
सिर्फ 0 नहीं, मल्टीपल्स ऑफ पाई भी तो आएंगे। अच्छा, अब इसका मतलब तो ये हुआ dx, जब आपके पास dx और dy बाय d थीटा दोनों ही 0 होते हैं when 1 माइनस कॉस थीटा 0 होगा, तो इसका मतलब है कि dx ओवर साइन थीटा तो 0 होगा ही। तो साइक्लॉइड जरा देखें, साइक्लॉइड में क्या कोई भी वर्टिकल टेंजेंट नहीं बनता। चलिए वर्टिकल टेंजेंट को छोड़ के बाकी हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंट निकाले, तो हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंट और ये जो बाकी काम है ये आप उसको सबमिट करें, ठीक है। लीव द वर्टिकल टेंजेंट, आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर, इन टुमारोज लेक्चर।
मैम
सबमिट योर
टेंजेंट
वर्क,
की
टेक द
इक्वेशन क्या आ
पिक्चर।
रही है?
ये जो मैंने अभी आपको दिखाई इसी तरह की इक्वेशन होगी। इसमें पॉइंट पुट करें, y1 और x1 और m स्लोप पुट करें √3।
मैम जो हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंट है वो तो n पे ही आ रहा है ना, जबकि n जो होगा वो इवन मल्टीपल हो जाएगा, बस ऐसे ही।
इवन होगा ऑड होगा?
बस सही। मैम इवन होगा, साइन है तो
ऑड होगा
साइन
ना
इवन
मैम?
तो देते रहेंगे।
चलिए ए पार्ट को सबमिट करा दें, बी पार्ट हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे, ठीक है जी।
ऑड मल्टीपल्स पे होगा ना
जी, ऑड
मैम?
मल्टीपल